You've probably never heard his name, but this man has more influence over your money, your future, and your government than any president, any CEO, any billionaire. BlackRock, it doesn't just manage money, it manages power. Welcome to Finance 20, where we uncover the hidden forces shaping our world's economy. From billion-dollar deals to global institutions pulling the strings, we break it down in stories that matter. Subscribe now, and let's dive deep into the power structures shaping your financial future. With over $10 trillion under management, BlackRock is bigger than the economies of most nations. They own shares in nearly every major company you use: Apple, Amazon, Google. But what's more terrifying, they don't just invest in the system, they've become the system. Larry Fink was a bond wizard. At just 30, he built a reputation for mastering mortgage-backed securities. But in 1986, one wrong bet cost his company over $100 million. It was a career-ending move for most. But for Fink, it became the foundation of an empire. In 1988, he co-founded BlackRock with one mission: control risk, predict markets, never lose again. Fink didn't just create a firm, he built a machine, Aladdin, a risk management supercomputer that analyzes over 200 million financial scenarios a week. Aladdin doesn't sleep, it doesn't blink, and it knows when the world is about to break. By the 2000s, Aladdin was watching trillions of dollars. Banks, pensions, governments, all under the eye of BlackRock's brain. So what is Aladdin? It's more than software. It's a digital nervous system. Aladdin absorbs data from around the world, weather events, war, inflation trends, and calculates the ripple effects. Within seconds, it can flag where the next financial shock might erupt. When the 2008 crisis hit, Wall Street froze. But one firm stepped in. The US government turned to BlackRock, not Goldman, not JP Morgan. BlackRock. They were tasked with cleaning up the toxic assets. It was a turning point. Overnight, they weren't just a firm. They were the firm. Europe followed. When the Greek debt crisis threatened to tear apart the Eurozone, the European Central Bank hired BlackRock to assess bank stability. The result? A quiet consolidation of influence over sovereign nations. BlackRock owns significant shares in over 18,000 companies. Through ETFs and index funds, they have voting power in boardrooms from Silicon Valley to Beijing. You might not see their name, but their fingerprints are everywhere. They don't sell products. They own the companies that do. Most people investing in retirement funds or passive portfolios don't realize they're fueling BlackRock's power. The company doesn't make flashy trades. It buys and holds everything, and with every vote, it shapes the corporate world. In 2020, Fink made headlines. In his annual letter to CEOs, he declared that climate risk is investment risk. BlackRock would begin divesting from fossil fuels. They would become climate leaders. But critics saw something else: greenwashing. They still held billions in oil and gas. Was this conviction or strategy? As BlackRock's power grew, so did the resistance. Conservative states accused them of being too woke. Progressives said they were still funding destruction. France, Texas, Germany, lawsuits, restrictions, bans. But BlackRock only grew stronger. When a company controls your pension, your mortgage, your energy bill, your government, how do you fight back? Today, BlackRock is using artificial intelligence, climate modeling, and geopolitical data to guide global investment. They're buying farmland, infrastructure, housing, water. They're not just betting on the future, they're owning it. What happens when everything becomes an asset? Your rent, your food, your hospital packaged, traded, and managed for profit? BlackRock is leading the march to a world where nothing is off limits. BlackRock doesn't have tanks. It doesn't print money, but it controls both. Through influence, through data, through ownership. It is the most powerful company in the world, and you're already inside its machine. This is Finance 20. Subscribe for more stories that uncover the hidden forces shaping your financial future.